Happy Sunday, folks. Long time no see. Except for the folks I did see over these last 5 stretches of shows on the ending of revisiting Krumholtz tour. So yeah, welcome back, folks. I'm very happy to be back doing these Sunday socials, because there's nothing I'd rather be doing on a Sunday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where to start. You guys are fantastic. Yeah, I didn't expect to see so many people out at these shows. New and old, familiar faces, new faces, people bopping around, dancing, smiling, coming up afterwards, talking. It was an experience. I'm still trying to digest it all, so I will keep words short here, and I'll just play you some songs. So the set list I'm going to do today, one of the shows I played, I had to cut time. I was sharing the show with another act, and a little communication breakdown, and I had to take an hour set and bring it down to 30 minutes. So this is the full hour set. Oh yeah, here we go. Out of all the ways to know me, cut me down and check my rings. A mirror of all the sad things gently put in what I sing. To fill these woods with these sorrow songs, though they leave my lips with a smile. With the bat of my left eye, flesh will open. One of the right, and a tear, a fresh grove thrives. I refer to myself with a lowercase I. Cold scrape blue on a half-sunken tree, frozen to grace by the presence of me. Young old lady with a fistful of seed, sowing and growing that dank shrubbery. Rain on the mountain gives a green mountainside. 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 I just watched 2 male, actually female hummingbirds probably, do-si-do behind you here in the garden, which your backs are to now, whether they're not in the reel, but they are here now. But yeah, they were just going back and forth, hovering, hummering, birding. Greenest signs for the garden lays. Man, those bees are busy today. Oh, 4 miles up a 20-mile trail. Sun shining brighter than a wedding veil, wedding veil. Rain on the mountain gives a green mountainside. 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 When that shrubbery's mighty and thick, pack it in glass and give it a rip. when that shrubbery's picked and trimmed. Here come my lady with the Cheshire grin. Rain on the mountain gives the green mountainside. 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 Bygones be bygones, in this mountain I'm calling my home. The old rock wall, we cleared it, now invoked stimulated new growth. The babbling brooks and rolling fields are a forest now. The woods I walked through my young age, a private Elysian field. So I venture out through the thicket on a whim without a single finger crossed. I found me a Riparian throne and I bled out and let the music drain. The woodland dance, see me grin a grin ear to ear. Yeah, dance darling, shuffle down my old rock wall. Cold spell, heat of summer, flowers tend to die. Warm spell, dead of winter, the grass is a fool awake. So bygones be bygones, in this mountain we call our home. The old rock wall, we cleared it, now invoked stimulated new growth. The mighty groves and lovely walls we fill with sweet and floral sounds. One in our old age. As we walk them now, loving lavender, the sweet and heavy stench on our breath. Our lips touch, our fingers weave, our subconscious petals fall. Our stellar symbiosis suddenly seeming less so real. We've always been the fruiting body of a mycorrhizal love. Cold spell, heat of summer, flowers tend to die. Warm spell, dead of winter, the grass is a fool to wake. Yeah, I appreciate you folks so much. It's a wild time to be alive right now. It's great, in the best of ways. I guess that's normally said in such a not a demeaning way, but a negative connotation of what a time to be alive. Like, ugh, but no, man, like, what a time to be alive. Some good stuff. Yeah, so what came of the shows that what happened are going to be more shows, which I guess if it's always a dividing and conquering effect, I guess I'm gonna keep on playing a lot of shows, because this is it's pretty cool. Look forward to some more concerts, some radio shows, some in-session things at radio shows. That's pretty cool. That's something I haven't done in a while, and I was approached with the idea at a show towards the end of the run, and I thought that was really cool. So I'm not counting any goose eggs or anything yet, but we'll see what becomes of that. And you folks like the t-shirts, the CDs, they were hotcakes. I still have some t-shirts of both the 2 green thumbs and the pallets of posies. I've got those, the sorority. I've got the black shirts still available, and I do still have some of the white ones. I had placed an order before I left, so I didn't run out of any sizes, which I didn't, which is great. But yeah, so I still got some of those. I still have CDs, all that fun jazz, a bunch of stickers. So if you want any of that kind of stuff, josephpiss.com, that kind of, you'll get to links to the virtual web pages. Yeah, my voice is it's about a quarter, half. It's a little decibel lower right now. Allergies are one thing. I've got them. I've got the allergies. So that's one thing, and also playing many shows, singing, which I was resting my voice. I was taking care of it, drinking nice warm beverages and Ricolas and all that fun stuff. But it just timed out yesterday. I mowed all the lawns and did all that stuff, so all the pollen got kicked up. So talking, it sounds worse. Singing, it goes above that. But if I sound a little gravelly today, it's not from smoking a pack of cigarettes or anything like that a day. It's not. No. Actually, before we get going, it was really damp this morning, so I put on my my shit kickers, my big rubber boots, these things. But in the hot sun, they got really hot really quick. So I approach barefoot them before we start this one. There, much better. Get over the boots. These boots are made for getting hot. Brush my teeth with fennel paste, the sweet taste like the smell of the dog my grandma left in a hot room. When I was 10 or 12, I'd like to think it was less barbaric, but I'm going to implore you to believe. The dowage of the 50, Ruth, the pain of a daughter-in-law, the game my mother threw saw, father defeated pawn. Sure, it's hard to grasp such a sweet old lady. She used to use death as her bargaining chip. Thought she had indulgence, but after all her husband built that church with his cheating hands, bastard sons, and voter fraud. Ella's trumpet over there. Wonder if she'll come over. Committed her in the 60s, released and revenging sense, rotted her from the inside out, filled to the brim with cancer. Professed to my twin and I, wish you had died mid-sleep, remembering my tears you cried, I'd keep you up for a wakeful death. Hospital beds made of gray, trombone slides, bedside manners, appearances kept, not tossed aside. That's Rhinestone Casket. So that's a newer song. It's my newest song, and actually it's not my newest song. Second newest song. I always write songs in tandem. I don't know why, but I found that out, and I found that just when I'm on the groove, the train. Don't get off the train. There's probably another song right there. Yeah, and I've been listening to I don't know if you folks get into podcasts, but I've been There's the band I've mentioned a few times on here, the Mountain Goats. So there's a podcast called I Only Listen to the Mountain Goats, which I know that's a pretty bold statement. I don't only listen to the Mountain Goats, but it's kind of a joke in itself. And they just discuss songwriting and touring and all that kind of stuff. And John Darnielle, the singer, he was also saying that normally when I write a song, it's like 3 at a time or something like that. I'm like, okay, so good company, I guess. Birds of feathers, maybe. I don't know. Good feather share to have with. But yeah, I like that. I've really locked into a tempo I'm happy with on that song, which is a slower pace. When I learn songs, I go all over the place, which if you've been watching these socials, you'll see the tempos go really weird with new songs until I figure out where I want to be, and this is where I want to be. So yeah. Enough talking. More coffee, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, so this will be back on our normal schedule for you Patreons, which I'll put a link in descriptions. Patrons can you'll get your Wednesday meetup, your midweek meetup will be this Wednesday. And yeah, this is the first social back to it, and yeah, we're back to regular programming. Our lovely petals so soon to peel, they unfurl, they beguile, invoke us all. Self-coaxing, soft snow shakes free. Spring has yet to be sprung. Thought taut and coiled, calm though impending. Thought taut and coiled, calm though impending. Time capped through trillium blooms, time dissolved through fungal fruits. Our own sapotrophic dependence to the thaw, and our own infatuation with decay. Seems the only 2 souls awake this morning are me and this lonely crow. I'm strolling down the walk this morning and he's picking the snow. And oh, to the lonely crow, oh, the wisdom he must know. And oh, to the lonely crow, back in time before the snow. Think what I see in him and what he sees in me. Think I'm frozen to the touch this morning and he's grinning the breeze. And oh, to the lonely crow, any pain or sorrow he won't show. And oh, to the lonely crow, let's see how far this friendship goes. Teach me, old crow, teach me your ways. You'll be a hand I reach for in my sleighing days. And oh, to the lonely crow, any pain or sorrow I mustn't show. And oh, to the lonely crow, let's see how wrong I was. And through a subtle call, I heard him clearly say, any sorrow shown will only propagate. And oh, to the lonely crow, his grin affixed my face, it'll show. And oh, to the lonely crow, through him and I and you, we grow. Like two carrots grown into one, all leaves and petioles spray. So green and serene under sunny skies, but in death's depth we shine. All the same, all might as well be the nightshade's mourning boy face. Sugar stashing their better selves, it seems to the bitter selves, bitter selves. Years we'll spend digging up the same gladiolus balls, deep crimson inflorescence, seeking structure in a wire wall. Blushing like her eyeball rhubarb mistook coy kale, inspired by this lurid axe, seeks love to soak the soil, soak the soil. Our love unfurls and starts to grow right beneath the gardener's toes. Lovely harvest gives to the next, store their seeds and plants. Plants. They're dead. They're dead. For love is a compost heap, table scraps and eggshells. Black gold steams as a root tip shooting a seam, panes of ash and soot. Splendid how with a strut and rod, all cheers to fix our sails. We fix and sew, we read the tea bag steam, flowers green. Our love unfurls and starts to grow right beneath the gardener's toes. Bountiful harvest gives to the next, store their seeds and plants. 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 They're dead. They're dead. My dead. Our death. Short up the plow, covered the shields that awoke to a centimeter. A heart so big, a friend wouldn't stop. A wake so large, two graves in need. Add another sorrow song, leave my lips with a smile. For emphasis, check my rings. For emphasis, check my smile. My wife and I shared a laugh. It's getting time I write my own sunset, shrubbery, and a sunset on autophagy. Add another sorrow song, leaving my lips with a smile. For emphasis, check my rings. For emphasis, check my smile. You check my rings, you check my smile. We check my rings, we check my smile. I'm checking my rings, you're checking my smile. We check my rings, we check my smile. Hide the bottle, lock up the dogs, said I can't breathe, call for help. They let it ring 5 times. Thought the fault was mixing ones for nines. Add another sorrow song, leaving my lips with a smile. For emphasis, check my rings. For emphasis, check my smile. Still cracking jokes at a time like this. Told a funeral man excavation plans. They said, sorry sir, we're here to help. There's no fixing that, such an ugly mob. Add another sorrow song, leaving my lips with a smile. For emphasis, check my rings. For emphasis, check my smile. You check my rings, you check my smile. I check my rings, you check my smile. We check my rings, we check my smile. I check my rings, we check my smile. Yeah, so we were supposed to get a pretty hot day today, and the sun is already, it's quite hot. It's not too bad, but I'm gonna have to tail the pony if you dig the jive. So give me one moment. I think I've got the, oh man, maybe I don't. We're just gonna have to go with it, unless I drop one. Nah, man. All right. No ponytail for this tail pony. Back to the pics. So I hope everyone's Sunday's been lovely thus far. Like I mentioned, it's blue skies and booming here. It's gonna get warm. So I got all my outside chores done yesterday, and I was gonna try to get here as early as possible, but I'm still trying to catch up sleep, which is not something I normally am good at, which I may have mentioned before, sleeping. But when I had been going several nights with like 3 or 4 hours and traveling, and then I got home, I slept pretty hard. So I'm still getting back on the train. Some semblance of a sleep schedule. So it was neat, that last song, Insulated Heart. I debuted it originally in April, maybe, down in Troy for Song City. I did it up at the Ruck in their listening room there. I debuted it back in April, and I started the tour off there in that same very room a couple of Saturdays ago, 2 Saturdays ago. And I got to play that song on the Jazzmaster, so I got to switch it up, and it was cool to bring that song in there twice and debut it in 2 different ways. I mean, the second isn't as much of a debut as the first, if you're asking me, but I guess, I don't know, are you asking me? Maybe not. This next tune, folks seem to really enjoy. It was crazy. So most of the shows were at venues or bars or cafes that had cannabis consumption, so almost every thing was 21 and up. So this last show I played on Friday, just 2 days ago, at the Opelka. I realized I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time, which I have very bad number and letter switching, dyslexia, as Kip would say, and I just can't always pronounce words right. I like read them and then I get a pronunciation stuck in my head, and that's just how I stick it until my lovely wife helps me, or in this case I talk to dozens of people who say it's a different way. So I was calling it the Opelka, but it's the Opelka. Opelka, there's no la. Opelka. The Opelka Gallery at Russell Sage. Yeah, that was great. There's a bunch of little kids running around. That's where I was going with this. Sorry, tangent, but we're back. So it wasn't a 21 and up, so it was all ages, and there's little dang little creatures running around, bouncing around to the tunes, and that was pretty cool. It's not something I normally see, because my stuff is normally not doom and gloom, but it's definitely not children's music. At least I don't think so. You know what? I take that back. That's a foolish thing to say. All my music is susceptible to all ages. I have friends who say their kids love it, which I think is awesome. Rich, I'm talking about you, Rich. You'll probably see this. And as soon as this came out of my mouth, you told me that your little one enjoys it, and I'm like, wait, I guess I am making kids music. if they're, yeah, this is kids' music. Why not? This is old folks' music too. This is music. It's for you folks. But yeah, to see everyone dancing to this tune was pretty dang cool. All ages to be dancing to this tune. And the birds. I would spend my days wandering through the woods with you. All our evenings spent watching the moon roll over Dunham's Bay. Our sugar bowls full of sand and our seconds fall so sweet. Invoke sweet from nothing, let the nectar slowly drip. We go pawing through the earth to find little bits of feed. Our hands so caked in dirt, crystals fall when our arms do sway. I was happiness personified. Pollinate us to the pollen, let the moth be your flame. All we leave behind are 2 shovels and a pair of trees. So when we timely die, well, they'll arise, the trees of we. In every season, spring, we'll let out our little seeds. In a few rings down the line, they'll have seedlings on their own. Bumblebee loves it too. That was Violet's a Violet. I love that song. It's so fun to play, and just to see in tandem that it's almost universal to folks is so cool, and it's just, yeah. Sorry, this social is gonna be weird. It's gonna be wacky. Sorry, I just again loss of words. I got a lot of them spinning around in my head right now, so I guess that's a perfect time to hunker down and record the LP, which is gonna be my next endeavor. But I will say, I should mention this. I've got 2 more shows this month. Let's do this. Saturday, the 23rd, I will be at the Harmony of Art. That is a arts and music festival at the, I believe it's the City Park in Johnstown, New York. I'll put all the information here and you can find out where it is. I know it's in the park, but I think it's the City Park. I would assume so. And then the next Thursday, I will be returning to the Rock Hill Bakehouse, which if any of you have been following my music for at least over a decade, you'll see that's where I did all the beginnings. That's where I cut my teeth. I got all that stuff in. They've moved locations, but it's the same lovely people. They've got another little beautiful stage, the Little Big Stage. It's I love that place so much. So I'll be returning on the 28th, Thursday. I'll be playing 2 hours. It starts at 7. I just released a little teaser of the poster for that show, which was a revisiting to a poster I had made in 2011 or 2012. Then I did it in colored pencils, and it was supposed to look, well, it did look. It was an Adirondack trail sign, so if you're familiar, painted brown wood with dark yellow font, and back then it was Up the Mountains, and it was on there. Well, I redid it, and it's all digital. It's beautiful, and yeah, it's cool. I'll be sharing it. It's got some leaves. It's really fall-y, and all that good stuff. But after those 2 shows, I mean, I'm always very selective which shows I take, much to, I don't know. I'm not afraid to say no, which is great. It's very a liberating thing to be able to do. But I'm going to try to be very particular about any shows I'm taking from after September on until the album's done. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to do any live performances, because I may. There's a good chance I will, but I'm not. There won't be many of them, because I've got a full album to record for you folks. I've done some test demos on cassette and whatnot, and it's gone like it's going to be about an hour long, which is pretty cool. The last LP I did was live, and that was about an hour, but to have a studio full of an hour, I'm really excited to bring to you folks. So, well, that'll be our next endeavor. This is self-seating. A tadpole's tale, a tale to be told. Tincture of time, best the slime mother sold. Burn upon dries to the froglets croak, and sadness is a water wick, soil soaked, defeated. Spent too long in the shade, pinning happiness to sunny days. Letting the cloud take credit for mine, so I built me a weather machine and runs a self-help in my esteem. Germinate for yourself, shoot out roots, I swear it helps to fill a field with love and care. It starts with self, then you go from there. Germinate for yourself, send the rain to mental health. You start to smile, you start to glow, you spread it now so we can sow. My smile splits a shell, ladybugs fill my sill, bleached white in the sun, sea stars and dollars, hygroscopic lovers. Their decay in a garish display, but throwing them back only makes your day. It's their death they may want it this way, and you toy with life in your own hands, so self-serving. Germinate for yourself, shoot out roots, I swear it helps to fill a field with love and care. It starts with self, then you go from there. Germinate for yourself, shoot out roots, I swear it helps to fill a field with love and care. It starts with self, then you go from there. If my basement begins to flood, well, I'll pump it out, run off quenching my peach tree with a similar soap to Narcissus. Puddle jumping, I quiver. Not too fond of sinking, nor can I swim that well, but the weather machine is a submersible in a landlocked lake in a swimming pool, glass of gin and a drip of drool. Germinate for yourself, shoot out roots, I swear it helps to fill a field with love and care. It starts with self, then you go from there. Germinate for yourself, send the rain to mental health. You start to smile, you start to glow, you spread it now, so we can sow, so we can sow, so we can sow. So that song is it's such a special song to me, and I have it to be more so now. Originally, if you guys have heard the single release of that, it's featuring my good friend Clinton Hoffman of Brain Medicine, and he had originally heard that song. I played it for a podcast live, and he was home in quarantine, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna record every other part to this song while I'm home. So he recorded drums and all the backup stuff and more vocals, and it sounds so beautiful. And we had been able to play that song live at a brain medicine show, and one that I was opening up the show for. So that playing that song live with Clint on drums and singing it, that was one of the greatest experiences. And I feel like that song allows for such experiences. I was able to then, just this last week, take this song to another friend of mine while I was visiting up in Plattsburgh and playing a show. My good friend Katie Worster, who, if you're not familiar with the name, then you're not familiar with the music from the northern area, because the Worcester family is, geez Louise, they are some talented folks, and she plays the double bass. She is so good, and she sat in on that song. I got to town. First thing I did is went to the state park to go peek for some trilobite friends. I remembered being there since university. I left them there. I don't need any more trilobites. I'm just like, hello friends, good day. And then I went and got some lunch. I bought a t-shirt at a thrift shop for $3.50, all flowers. It's fantastic. But then I went to Katie's. We spent a few hours working on In Hopes of Scenery and Self-Seating. And I finished up the first acoustic set with those two songs, In Hopes of Scenery, then Self-Seating. And she joined me for both songs on the big double bass. So I think there's videos out there, but I'm also kind of happy knowing that you had to be there. Like, oh my gosh, I almost started crying. I did. I was a mess. It was great. It was a good thing it was the last song, because I could just peter off and take a little breather for myself. So, but geez, guys, yeah, I appreciate you all. I didn't think I would be talking as much as I have been. I guess I found a way with my words today, what I wanted to say to you all. That's how I appreciate you. The sun is getting really warm here. It's right here, if you can't tell. Hey, see? It's right there. All right. I meditate on the morning, and in the summer sun I face it. In winter, in her distance, I face my own hearth, tending to a personal star, consuming what I feed it. If only the sun would eat. On second thought, gaseous autophagy fits her. On third thought, no, why can't I cast myself right on through into the sun? A flash in the pan, a stardust cake broom, like the tail of the king beetle in the coconut estate. Why not be utterly changed into fire? Wither, we wither, without her more so. Gave birth to the seasons, having never seen snow. Our Gaia's her sister, though they seldom speak. Found less use for words as the era passed. Silence and solstice punctuate time. Through tide pools and moon groves, she's self-occupied, with solar flares dancing. Pink coats her brush, so softly inspired, a sweet static storm erupts color forward, a magnet flower blooms, pollen with poles in metallic beads, erupt color forward, the wake of her strokes, polarity drifting sends them off course. New fields will blossom, the wake of her strokes, palettes with posies in daffodil tune, two sisters in tandem, the way of our world, a duet of germination, the splitting of a seed, I've never visited a grave, and I know I never will. So in life, appreciate until I'm sure you suffocate. Walking up the gravel drive to my folks on Long Home, past the Paris Castle, watch the hornet's nest grow. Affixed to the west side of a cement white block wall with a limestone stone throne found under my foot. I've never visited a grave, and I know I never will. For when we all meet our deaths, only those moldering will cut the throat of a turnip quail, crush the nape of a hooded rat. Let's compare child chores. You have a roof over your head. Built a bridge of asbestos twine. Watch you fail at burning it down. Speciform paternal line. The suffix dies with my name. It's been a really bee-y year. There's been a bunch of bumblebees and yellow jackets. I met a dog, its name was Bee, and yeah, it's in a wheelchair and it's the happiest I've ever seen. But yeah, something I have to keep out for. My mother's allergic to bees. Bumblebees. There's Bumblebee right there, picking on the mint. So it's not picking on it, it's pollinating from it, through it. It's not its intention, but it's happening. A morning making flower boxes from the bookshelves that survive the fire with purpose, repurposing life, my only purpose. I can cry louder than swarm marigolds, forget more than forget-me-nots, persistent as they may be. The ram in bed strong, keep me in line. I'm the moth draped in thought, taking flesh of the hummingbird, growing more. I intoxicate on these aliens, dank nectar. Guided by vengeance and the need to make others choke on my happiness, won't get you far. and I'll cut you down. With a whittle tip, I'll split the crown. With a little help from my rototiller, I'll find your worth, my compost heap. I got one more for you folks, and then I gotta go get into the shade because my body doesn't do the heat so well. I mean, it's not too bad. And I mean, I say this from drinking a hot cup of coffee in the sun, but that's just, I ain't stopping drinking the coffee, so the sun's gotta get in line, man. Your nose caked in smoke billowing from the north, and a light smell of sulfur, the reek of a paper plant. Thought I had escaped. Change in the wind, second time smoked out, wings tipped like snakes, similar to Atlas, sentinels are different in a subtle way. Deathbed beneath the tamarack. Striking up a sad conversation. You see, I say I saw a spotted salamander. It drowned in our pond. Its yellow spots spoiled the black when a milky gray. And still I scooped him out. Not nearly the worst I've seen. A mere waterlogged delay. A Samara sticks to me, to my pink striped shirt, and to the metal bottom of my dead dad's coffee mug, with a little bit of grass on the metallic sliding lid, not dissimilar from the coffin in which I hid his favorite quart of beer in the dagger from my hip. Well, there we have it, folks. First Sunday social back from tour. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. So yeah, that'll probably be how I keep the schedules going if I'm on tour. If it's a consecutive stretch of shows, there probably won't be the midweek meetups and Sundays, because unless I feel feisty and I'm out somewhere in the wild and I'm like, I'm gonna record a set right now. But otherwise, I mean, I wouldn't be home, I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I guess I can't do it, right? But yeah, I appreciate you all. All of you have a beautiful Sunday. I certainly am. Yeah, I'm gonna go get this uploading. It's always weird to say this. It'll take about an hour and a half before you even see it from the time I'm talking right now, which is weird, but yeah, that's how it is. Take care, folks. I appreciate you all, each and every one of you, and you.